We're all about the Archers. I'm Quentin.
And I'm Katie.
Hello. Hello, Katie. Hello, Quentin. Hello.
Hello. And we're delighted to welcome as our special guest the bully of the BL board, Justin Elliott, played by none other than Simon Williams. Simon, welcome to All About the Archers.
He's a bit of a bully, isn't he? But that's what businessmen are.
Okay. All right. We'll get into that later. But we've got to start with the elephant in the room, first of all, Simon. These days, now, do you get asked more about the Archers or upstairs, downstairs?
I can usually tell by the age of the person
Yes.
asking the question. I was in the Dalek. I played a big Doctor Who episode, so there are quite a lot of 20-somethings who remember me as a character called Captain Gilmore in the Remembrance of the Daleks. So they're one age, and then there's the sitcoms I did, Agony with Maureen Lipman, they're one age. The sitcom I did with Nigel Havers called Don't Wait Up, they're another age group. And the really ancient ones on Zimmer frames are the ones who say, where you mean upstairs, downstairs? My granny used to watch that. You see, time flies by. Only yesterday people were saying, could I have your autograph for my daughter? Now people say, well, can I have your autograph from my great-great-grandmother? Sign of the times we've all grown old.
Yes.
There's not many of us left from upstairs, downstairs. They're all gone.
But do you get recognised? Do you get recognised from the Archers quite a lot?
Well, yes, because I think people know that they know my face a bit. But sometimes in shops, I hear people say, oh, I know that voice. And the only nice thing about playing, as you called him, a bully, is that you only have to be a little bit nice in real life to improve your standing in the world. I've always played unpleasant people, and most writers are pretty liberal, left-wing kind of people, and quite rightly, and they like to offload a lot of their bile on characters that I play, a capitalist and a right wing, racist pigs. So it's quite normal. I'd love to play sort of someone small and cuddly. I'd really like to be David Jason. That's the truth of it.
You're too tall.
I'm sitting down. How do you know? If you're really famous, people will go, "Oh, that's Anthony Hopkins." But if you're sort of famous long ago, you hear footsteps go past you, and then you hear the footsteps falter, and they're going, "Oh, is it Jeremy Irons? Is it Anthony Andrews?" Oh, and I heard a couple pass me the other day. I heard her whispering as she passed, "No, it isn't." Meaning, obviously, she said, "Oh, that's Simon." No, it isn't. Anyway, so but in Henley, where I shop, everyone knows it's me, and they don't have to worry.
That's all right then. Well, the main question is, did you actually meet a Dalek in Doctor Who?
I did. It was quite terrifying because I look as if I should have been the kind of person who played action heroes, but I had to shoot at the Dalek with a little revolver, and the director had it firing off like this. And he called me in the next day and said, "We're going to have to refilm all that because you're a great big wuss," he said, "because every time it goes bang, you go like that." So he said the only tape we could use from the footage was when the gun didn't go, it didn't fire. So they put the bang on afterward, bang, and I look quite cool. I'm not really built. I'm not action hero material, really. I kind of rather clumsy, and I really like goofing around more than anything. No, that sounds... Yeah, I do. I like goofing around.
Why not? Why not?
Love it. So
you go, Katie. Go. Yeah.
No, you go, Katie. Go on.
No, I was just thinking because...
Ask me something dirty. Go on. What's Lillian like in bed,
Oh, she's my favourite. Go on. What do you think of Lillian?
Oh, I just
Lillian's
love
my
her.
fave.
Yeah. She's like, I was so lucky to get her, because she could easily have stayed with Matt Crawford. I mean, had I been her, I would have stayed with Matt. But Very lucky to get her. And I joined. I hadn't done a lot of radio. Not, I have done quite a lot of radio actually. I did all the Poirots. I did. I played Hastings and that. I used to do quite a bit. It's like going to a new school when you join the Archers. There are so many people, and they've all got two identities: the ones you know from the radio, and then the ones that you get to know as people. And you have to remember whether they've had a hip replacement in the show, or whether that was in real life, or whether they're having a baby on the show, or it's really very complicated for us. And she held my hand and nursed me through all that. And she was like a mentor, and she's still my favorite to work with. I just love doing scenes with her. Although there's about 14 inches different in our height, so we don't look like a very well matched couple. We had to do bargain hunt last week, a celebrity bargain hunt, and there we were striding about. It's just the fun job of all time. Because when you get old as an actor, the one thing you really dread is learning the lines. But of course, with the Archers, you don't have to learn the lines. You read them, and you don't have to hold your stomach in, and you don't have to shave, and it's just the best job in the world. Every month when the scripts get sent out, we all rush to see the last scene, see if we've fallen off a roof or been run over by a car.
I mean, talking of you and Lillian, I mean, Justin has always reminded me of Dick Dastardly from the cartoon Wacky Races. I mean,
I'm going to have to finish this interview now. They're going to be rude.
I mean, he was always scheming and cheating to beat his opponents, wasn't he, Dick Dastardly? Can you see the likeness?
Well, I think I think it was a heart of gold beating inside that Robert. I think he might have had a horrible childhood. I think maybe I went to a public school, and I all the characters I play are loosely based on the kind of sort of entitled, privileged prefects I came across. I think he's quite a shrewd businessman. I think. Shall I defend him? I don't really like him. I don't play characters I would like to meet. I mean, I've never heard Justin be very funny. I've never heard him be very kind. I liked him when he was working in the shop. I liked working in the shop when I was trying to curry favour from the charging station with the villagers. And I very much liked the epiphany I had on the road.
Did you?
It was really horrible.
Yeah.
Anyway, every now and then, I think the writers are divided in what they think about Justin. Some of them really want to put the boot in and make him as horrid as can be. And others say, no, come on, let's... I love the recent episodes we had with Brian vying for approval in church. I thought it was very funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
Two heathen farmers.
Trying to
working with Charles. Yeah.
I was going to ask you about that. Is he fun to work with? Yeah.
Well, he's so cool. I mean, I'm still quite. I'm not a very good sight reader, so I have to I get caught between half learning the lines and reading them, and I have my glasses and fighting about. But he is so cool and so on it, and he very seldom, can I say, cocks up, or he very seldom makes a mistake. He doesn't cock up much. I fluff and cock up quite a bit, because for an actor, the process of learning the lines gives you ownership of them, and you don't quite own them in radio. My wife, she's quite different. She plays Miranda, my ex-wife in the show, and she can sight read anything and make it sound really, really good. I keep going. I can't. I used to do audiobooks, and I'd say, "What the hell do you think you mean?" She whispered. "I'm so sorry." Can we go? All that. So I'm kind of. I can't read ahead. But all the directors are so good and patient. I imagine them in the booth rolling their. Oh, Simon's at it again.
Yes.
I love working with Sunny Orman, though. She just is She's just very sweet. I think the standard of acting is absolutely extraordinary. I mean, I was listening to your earlier podcast with Nick, and when David Archer's putting a wheel on a tractor, you really believe he's putting a wheel on a tractor.
I agree.
And
I agree.
when people are cooking in the kitchen, you believe they're cooking or riding a horse or whatever.
I agree.
I think it's
Yeah.
I think there's much more skill involved than people would ever imagine. They're incredibly skilled.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree.
June Spencer, wow, wonderful, just effortlessly bang on the money.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Mm.
So when you get your script delivered through, as you've mentioned, your wife is your ex-wife in this show. So
Yes.
is there a mad dash to the front door to see who's actually got a script and going to have lines, and a race
does.
to see who's got the best bit?
It does get a bit unpleasant. And the postman arrives with the envelopes, and he says, "Oh, Simon, you've got a lot of episodes next month." And then Lucy's envelope may be slightly thinner with only one script or two in it. So it is a little bit competitive. I like it best because we drive up together when we're in the studio at the same time, and we're chatting away. But really, we've been happily married for nearly 40 years. And then we walk into the studio, and we have to be this warring, beastly couple. No, she's not beastly. Well, she is a bit beastly, actually, Miranda.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think there's some stories to be told. The weird thing about any long-running soap, and I've been in lots, the actors are always suggesting storylines. They've got a team of wonderful writers, but nevertheless, the actors all say, "Wouldn't it be fun if now I'm dead, I could come back as my own twin?" That's not going to happen. You're dead. Forget it. Get over it. Or why don't I have a bed scene with Joan Collins in the next? So they're all saying, yes, thank you very much. You stick to the acting, we'll do the writing.
Yeah. Is there, I mean, you mentioned that you've been happily married for 40 years almost. But when you get in the studio, when you get in the studio, you're taking lumps out of each other. Is there an element of relish when you deliver your waspish lines to each other's character?
Now I'm deeply wounded. Yes, the only thing that's really boring for an actor is information. I play a lot of people who have to just give information. I play consultants and lawyers and barristers and politicians who just give information. They speechify. What actors really like doing is expressing something of their soul, something from within, something what they feel, something lyrical. And so the nearest Justin gets is being horrid or being, he can be quite pompous, can't he? Well, Justin.
Yes.
I'd love to get hold of him. I'm sure I could make him laugh or make him a bit happier, anything, a bit nicer maybe.
Is it great fun for you and Lucy though to
oh yes
to lock lumps out of each other?
Yes, it is. It's lovely. I mean, I'd rather be doing a love scene with her, but I'm getting a bit old for that. I remember the first bed scene I had with Sonny way back, and we were caught.
Yes,
and we were lying there fully dressed on a makeshift sort of bed thing with all the microphones and scripts in our hands and fully dressed, of course. And I think we were interrupted, and I had to jump out of bed, and the poor sound effects man was standing beside me, working a zip of me zipping up my trousers. I mean, people think love scenes are, what do you think? Is it lovely, Simon, playing bed scenes? I said, no, bed scenes are a nightmare. Because,
yes. I think you were caught by Jennifer, weren't you?
We were caught by, exactly right. We're in her house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. The last bed scene I had on the screen was Family Affairs. It was a soap opera called Family Affairs. And I had a bed scene. And we got into the bed. We all were fully dressed under the covers. And they had said, cut. There's a terrible rustling noise coming. And we both had our scripts tucked into our underpants. And as we cuddled this terrible rustling, they said, give them up. We had to fight. Because I was in EastEnders as well. There's something about having the lines in your hand or in your pocket about your person that makes you feel safe. Once they say, put the script away, you go, oh, no, it's my life raft.
Yes, yes.
The odd thing about learning lines, for a soap opera or whatever, you learn the lines for that day, and you learn them, and you say them, and by the time you're out the studio gate, they've gone. If you do a play and you do it for 6 months, they're in there for good. I did, one of the last plays I did in London was Yes, Prime Minister, playing Sir Humphrey in the West End.
Yes.
And I can still remember the nightmare, those great long speeches.
You've worked in so many different areas, so TV, radio, theatre, musicals. Is there one that you prefer the most, or do you like them because they all differ so much?
Good question. I also like the one I'm not doing. I love live theatre. And now, as I reach into my 80s coming up, I think the routine is a bit terrifying. I love filming. I love filming. You just perfect it segment by segment. But Lucy and I do this show together called Posting Letters to the Moon, which is a wartime correspondence between her parents, Celia Johnson, the brief encounter, and her father, who was the older brother of Ian Fleming, and they both had wonderful letter writing skills. And we do that, posting letters to the moon round the place, and that's as near as I want to get to the theatre. I've had more fun in the theatre than anywhere, and it's just great to have had a life doing something that would otherwise have been a hobby and getting paid for it. They're just actors are sort of, they're so malleable. They can adopt. They're very free-thinking people. They're funny and they're free-thinking. They're vulnerable. They're all the things I like in human beings.
Yeah. I mean, you've just talked about your long career. Bringing it back to Justin, were you simply invited to play Justin, or does even an actor of your pedigree still have to audition for a part in The Archers?
It was a last-minute replacement.
Oh.
I think there was a previous Justin Elliott who appeared and disappeared, and then they wanted to bring the character back, and they thought they'd look for a different actor, and there was an actor scheduled to do the first episode, and he had to pull out, and they rang me with a week's notice and said, "Would you like to come to Birmingham?"
Right.
And, it was about the most frightening first day at school I've ever had. It was really terrifying.
Yeah.
Walking into that room and thinking, the faces behind all the voices. Really...
So you were literally parachuted in. So can you remember your first scene and storyline 11 years ago?
No.
Gone.
No, gone.
Did Justin appear first, or was it Miranda?
No, I think the idea Justin appeared and was obviously established quite quickly as being a prat or a bastard or whatever. And then they thought, if he's going to have a romance with Lillian, we'd better try and make him a bit nicer. So the way of making Justin a bit nicer was to bring in an ex-wife who was even nastier. And to my surprise, I came home one day and Lucy said, "I'm joining you next week as as Miranda." I said, "Oh, we can share the driving."
Can I ask you about, because we've got a lot of response from listeners, but what are your thoughts about Justin's incarnation as Scrooge? Did it seem somewhat far-fetched given Justin's innate ruthless business instincts?
Well, you're turning into Dimbleby now, aren't you? I think every now and then something a bit fantastical is absolutely okay, and I think it was a very well crafted storyline. I really, really enjoyed it. I mean, I know it was stretching it all a bit, but I knew throughout it that the bubble would burst and he'd be back to normal again soon with Damara and everything.
Right.
But it was great fun to do. And yes, every now and then the characters do something that you think, oh, okay, I can do that, but it's not what I would have expected him to do.
No, it was very surprising. Because
Yeah,
I
it was
thought
surprising.
Because it was that meeting with Arthur in the care home that seemed to trigger it all, didn't it? His change of heart. And
Yes.
it's a shame we haven't heard any more from Arthur, because I thought that was quite an interesting relationship developing.
The brilliant thing that all the editors seem to pull off with the writing team is they sometimes drop a little seed or something and then suspend it and they come back to it. And the loose ends all eventually get tied up.
Right.
I sense that certain writers are more sympathetic to the capitalist nature of Mr. Elliott. I suggested the other day, I said, I think it would be rather fun if Justin was mooted for a knighthood and the whole village would ring up, say, no, you can't give him a knighthood. And Justin would be in a rage. I thought that'd be quite fun.
He can't be more honoured than Linda Snell, for goodness sake. Can't we just be allowed?
Oh, Linda. She is the most darling woman. Have you ever heard? She reads poetry brilliantly well. She's a wonderful actress. She's gorgeous.
Oh, I love it.
We went to a wonderful celebration of June Spencer's the other day at the BBC. Oh, it was so touching. So many wonderful tributes. And it was, she was like regal. You know, she was there. Look at her, bless her.
Oh, that's lovely.
She was like the leader of the pack when you arrived. I think people stood up when she came into the room almost, you know. And she came across and said, "Welcome to the Archers." She was
Oh.
She should have got a damehood, yes.
When we had the reception at Clarence House, hosted by Queen Camilla, and she was Princess of Wales then, and we were all assembled waiting for her. Camilla came down the stairs and ran through the crowds to kneel at June's feet. And there they were. She was holding hands, and she was like a 6-year-old meeting the pop idol. They were inseparable.
Lovely.
Oh, that's magical.
I'm rambling. I'm so sorry.
No, it's lovely. It's great. Yeah. Have you ever, has Justin ever fancied helping Linda Snell with the panto? Because I know that you've been written several plays, haven't you? So
yes,
would Justin ever help write it?
I was in one, I think. I was in one a couple of Christmases ago, I think. And I was also in the cricket team. I've been dropped from the cricket team. I certainly haven't heard of me playing cricket this summer. I'm rather hurt. I'm rather hurt. Please let me be back. Linda, I'll do as I'm told. I won't argue with the script.
Yes.
I love Linda Snell. And jazz. I love jazz. They're my two favourites, really.
Brilliant.
My wife has just come in to let me put this on the screen.
Brilliant.
There we are.
The dates.
No, the date.
There we are.
Poke your head in and say hello.
We've got Miranda there.
Yeah, I've got Miranda here.
Miranda.
Hello, Lucy.
In a bit more. There we are.
Hello, Lucy. Hello.
I don't want to see you. I'm going to make
What date?
we're in Bath on Monday and Tuesday.
We're in Bath on Monday and Tuesday at the Ustinov Theatre.
When's it go out?
When's it go out? I don't know when this goes out. Will this go out?
This will be going out.
Is it next Saturday?
Next Saturday, yes.
Next Saturday. Well, after that, you can catch us at St Austell or the Questors in Ealing. I think this is a bit brazen, so I can't go on with this. No,
Love it. Plug it away. It's fine.
You could Google posting letters to the moon.com and see where we are.
Okay.
We will. We'll get a link to that, definitely.
She's gone now.
She's gone.
Cut that bit out.
No, we'll keep that. We've seen Miranda.
Yay.
How sincere do you think Justin is about rewilding? Yeah, has he really seen the light, or is it just a business opportunity?
Well, you see, because I really do like to see the best in people, and I like to see the best in poor old Justin, and I thought he was really, committed and was doing something for the good of the world, for the green prosperity.
Because in
that
real
was
life,
going to be one of my questions. Has your opinion changed on Justin over the years?
Well, every now and then, some of the writers definitely are more on his side than others. I know that, and I don't know. I think it's quite. I quite like playing nasty, but I just, as an actor, you're a bit like a barrister. You're trying to put the best face on the character you're playing, and I'm always trying to make him a bit nicer. Trying to make myself a bit nicer because I'm pretty horrid, really. I get more horrid as I get older. But I pretend to be nice, and I'd like Justin to have a go at being nice as well.
How much do you and Justin fear hearing those words again? Hello, Pusscat.
Oh my God, I would love that triangle to re-emerge.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Yeah, hello, Pusscat. He was so good. I think it would be fun. I think it would. I suppose I don't know where Justin would go if he had the elbow from the Dower House. He might have to. He might have to go back to his ex-wife.
Wow.
Who else is available? Who else have we got available? Who could he?
Well, he lived with Brian for a bit, didn't he? That they were fun.
That
those
didn't work
scenes
terribly well.
in the
sharing
bathroom.
the bathroom. I love working with Charles because he's completely in character and reading the script. And the miserable thing about radio acting is you don't have eye contact the whole time. You're so busy looking to see the lines. But he's always doing a bit of sideways looking like that. He's very much a friend, a close friend.
Do you have a favourite storyline of Justin's?
I love I love the early days with Sonny, with my better
Sneaking
half.
around.
And I rather like the kind of feeling of 4 weddings and a funeral when we decided not to marry. But yes, all the scenes I find trickiest are the ones when we have to be outside, walking along, and because they put spools of old film on the floor, literally streams of it. It sounds like grass, and we have to walk along. And I find it rather difficult to walk on the spot and read at the same time. So I always look to see the scenes I like best. Lillian and Justin are sitting by the fire, and I can sit there on the sofa and have the lectern with the lines on. I like that. Those are my favourite scenes. Or I like going to the Bull. I don't often go to the Bull, but that's always quite nice.
Yes. We're going to ask our Facebook questions in a tick, but just lastly, in this section, and briefly, if you could, just if you could, in an acting career that spanned 60 years, as we've discussed, almost 60 years, where does having a role in The Archers rank in all that, Simon?
Very high. I don't. Funny thing, looking back on my career, I don't look at the job so much as the people, and I've worked with some wonderful people, and some of them great team players, some of them big stars. I mean, Peter Sellers, Glenda Jackson, Joan Collins, and people I've worked with, Michael Crawford, David Jason. They're all sort of brilliant, but in terms of sheer, I like acting when it's a real. I mean, the thing about The Archers is if there's an element of vanity in acting, you look at me, wearing a corset, wearing false eyelashes, wearing a wig, whatever. There's an element of vanity in acting, or certainly awareness of how you look. But on radio, it's just about being truthful vocally, and that you take the vanity away from actors, and they're very. It's the most wonderful team. I'd recommend anybody to join the cast if they get the chance. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's move on to our Facebook question, Simon, from our listeners. And Katie's going to
pass on a few.
That's fine.
So, Katie, you kick off.
So our first question is from Danila. How much do you love being the pantomime baddie?
I think I think it's great playing a baddies because in real life you obviously appear nicer, or hopefully you do. But I think you mustn't play bad people as if they're bad. I mean, the really bad people appear to be quite nice, and it's only after they've got your wallet or drained your bank account that you realise they were bad. So I think there's a lot to be said for playing the bad guy. I haven't done a pantomime in a while, though. I could play King Rat or this character.
Yes.
Okay, we've got one
Yes,
from
I think
Ruth
I'd
now.
be- Ruth,
So
come
we got
on,
one-
Ruth, what you got?
We've got Ruth. Ruth would like to ask you, would you enjoy meeting Justin for a beer at the Bull? And what question would you like to ask him?
I'd like to say, I think you owe me money. I made a bad investment in BL, and could you give me my money back? I'd say, why don't you lighten up? Why don't you lighten up? And
Okay.
why don't you retire or go riding? You know, I've got a lovely horse. I'd go riding with Lillian. We could have lovely picnics up on the hills or by the Am. I said, tell us a joke. Justin, tell me a joke. Have you got a sense of humour, Justin?
He'd struggle, wouldn't
Definitely.
he? He'd struggle.
Well, he can be quite dry, actually.
Hmm.
No, I'm being horrid about him. I love him, really.
You and Brian could retire together and have some wonderful lads' holidays.
Would
It'd
be like the old
wonderful.
couple, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Actually, that would be a great spin-off, actually.
Yeah.
I'd love that.
Yeah.
So the next question from Audrey. What do you think Lillian sees in Justin, and what does Justin see in her?
I think she sees. I think quite a lot of women like Lillian see men as a kind of as a project, and I think Lillian's project is to try and make him a little bit less shady, a little bit more humanitarian, a bit kinder, and she every now and then she's nearly getting there, and then he reverts to type. I think he is quite a nicer person underneath. Maybe he had I don't know. You have to love the characters you're playing, even if they're fairly horrid. You know, I'm quite fond of Justin. The interesting thing about Justin is I talk to people about the Archers. I said, "What do you think Justin Elliott looks like?" And they all describe someone who looks remarkably like Arthur Lowe. They say in Dad's Army, short, bald, bespectacled, rather kind of stout, and I am a bit sort of 6'4", old beanstalk.
Well, I've always imagined him as you, because as soon as I heard your voice, I knew what you looked like. So you've always,
all right.
You've
That's
always
a bad
been
thing.
just. Well, it doesn't. No, in a way, I think he sounds tall. Actually, I think he sounds tall.
Good, I sound tall. Good.
You sound
I
tall.
wonder how that. Do I sound sitting down now? I am sitting down.
Got your sitting down voice on.
You've got your sitting down tall voice on, Simon. I'd say yes, yes.
You see,
Okay,
I wanted to be an actor. Go on. I wanted to be a character actor. I wanted to play sort of, Americans and Scottish people, and I wanted to be in The Rover's Return and wear wigs and be different characters. But they all turn out to be remarkably like me. That's the trouble.
Now, Christine would like to ask you, do you think Justin is secretly jealous of Lillian's past relationship with Matt Crawford?
I think he's that confident that he's not that jealous. I think he thinks he's rescued her from a. I don't know. I don't think he's jealous. I don't think he gives much mind.
Okay.
I think he would be jealous if he came back. There would be jealousy, but I think he they locked antlers and he won. End of story for Justin.
Okay.
I think he should be very careful. I don't think he can be too cocky, because I think Lillian it's been on the threshold of booting him out.
Yeah.
Suitcase on the step of the
Absolutely.
house.
Yeah.
No episodes that month.
I'm going to combine two questions here. So Terry wants to know, how old is Justin Elliott? While Sue asks, what's Justin's background, do you think?
How old is Justin? I think he's miraculously younger than me. I think he's probably in his early 60s, where I'm going to be 80 next year. So, his background, I think maybe his father was rather a bully. I think maybe he had an elder brother who benefited in the will, so he was very determined to. We have no mention of siblings, but I think he's got elements of being a second-born sibling, and I think he's been wrong. That's probably where the competitiveness of him came from. I myself am a second-born sibling, and I understand that. I think somewhere, all the decency in him was somehow thwarted. I'm not sure if that will ever come to light, but maybe there was a sadness in his life that made him shut down his emotional curtain.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that makes sense, doesn't it?
poor old Justin, yeah.
Don't know. I feel sorry for him now.
Yeah.
On a slightly more cheerful note, Derek asks, do you ever think Justin and Brian will become friends?
They really should, because and Oliver as well. I don't know why Oliver and he aren't friends.
Yes.
I love Michael Cochrane. He's so good. Yes, we were friends. I think we will be again.
Yeah.
But I quite like having a bit of. The scene in the church I thought was hysterical.
So good.
Every now and then it just sucked heaven to do the scripts.
Because in the week we're recording this, Justin got rather sentimental towards Brian. He told him, "You're important to Lillian, which means you're important to me. You can always count on me as a friend."
Yes. I wondered and questioned whether he was being sincere, and
I think he
everyone
was.
seemed to think he was being sincere.
Because I think Brian's his only friend, really, potential friend in Ambridge.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I also think that the tension between Lillian and him is much relieved by him patching things up with Brian. It's horrible for Lillian.
Definitely. Following on from that, Max wants to know, what do you think of Justin's behaviour regarding Damara and BL this year?
I'm not very good at business and understanding exactly what's going on. I know that all business that I deal with, buying a new car or negotiating pension schemes, I know that business is always out to screw people like me. And there's just I've never understood money or business very well, so I just have to do the best I can with it.
I sometimes lose track of all the twists and turns in the business dealings of Justin. Do you struggle to keep up with it?
Yes, I do. But,
yeah.
The whole business of acting is pretending to know what you're talking about. I love working with John Glover, who plays
Martin.
Martin Gibson. Yeah, Martin.
Great, yeah.
I think they will come to blows. What was the question?
Do you keep up with the twists and turns of all the business dealings at Justin?
No, because it being in a ongoing series, I don't like calling them soap operas. It's like life. You don't know what's going to happen to you next.
Yeah.
The car's going to break down, have to go, whatever. You're going to fall in love with someone who's whatever.
Right.
Life is full of surprises.
Jan is next. How mindful of the environment do you think Justin really is? Or are his latest projects just profit-driven?
I think it's a mixture of the two things. I like to think that that there is a bit of philanthropy in him. I think he sees an opportunity to rewild and be good for the planet and the good Earth and all that, and at the same time he sees an opportunity to make money. I think that's a fortuitous for him. I think it's the good and bad in him meeting on a project. I don't know how it'll end. I never know how it's going to end. I should have washed my hands, sorry.
Johnny wants to know, do you ever play bridge?
Oh, funny enough, during lockdown, Miranda, also known as Lucy, we took online bridge lessons, and we did try. Sometimes I think maybe we were talking about it. Maybe the writers picked up on that and they used it. I thought the bridge episodes were quite funny. No, I sometimes play online, but I'm not good enough to play with real people.
Right, Pendragon says this. Were you ever a teensy-weensy bit tempted to ask Miranda if she could schmooze Cubby Broccoli over dinner so that you could have a crack at James Bond?
Oh, this is because Lucy, my wife's uncle, was Ian Fleming, who wrote the Bond books. It's a complicated answer, this, but if actors look on the outside the way they are on the inside, then you've got a perfect run at acting. But if you sort of look like you should play heroes and have a sort of symmetrical face and are quite tall and dark-haired, like I am or was, then it's obvious that you get asked to play heroic characters who kill the bad guy and get the girl, whatever. But if you look like this and inside you're really a clown, it's quite difficult. So I haven't got the brief answer. You can cut all this out. The brief answer is I haven't really got steel in my. I couldn't really play James Bond. I mean, the wincing with a gun and things like that.
Yeah.
And all that running. I run like a girl, and jumping out of airplanes, parachute. I would hate all that. I wouldn't mind having a go at playing sort of Q or someone behind a desk.
Yes.
The most important thing for parts I'm looking for now are sitting down. I don't care what he says. Oh, look, he comes on and sits down. I go, yes, I'll do it. I'll have. Sounds like a good part. Better still, Jocelyn or Henry or whoever. I only play posh name people. Is found lying in bed. I love playing patients in bed. Yes.
Yeah.
I played a lot of doctors. I hate playing doctors. I had played
all the terminology.
Oh, I had all the terminology. I had to do open heart surgery once. I had all the lines in the rib cage there, and I was reading them all. It was perfectly well. Marcus, the camera was a bit low. And suddenly, just before they said action, they squirted blood all over my lines. And I was frantically trying to get rid of the blood so I could read the lines. And the director said, "Oh, Simon, that was wonderful. It's such a wonderful feeling of urgency you got there." I said, "Oh, it's just acting,
Brilliant.
I've forgotten what the question was.
Oh, you answered it. Don't worry.
You done it, yeah.
Sally Victoria wants to know, has Justin seen anything of Miranda recently? Surely she should be supporting one of you, or is she disgusted by you both?
But
you and Brian.
You and Brian, I guess, yeah.
I think, I don't think we're even halfway through the battle of our post-marital years, Miranda and I. I mean, why can't she stay in her corner of England? She has to come to Ambridge. Get out of Borsetshire, Miranda. Give me a break.
Well, she's in love with Brian now. Okay, finally, this is a non-Archer's question.
You've said finally before. You said finally before.
Have. But... In fact, it isn't finally. This is the penultimate question.
Yes.
Sally says, did Simon enjoy playing Captain Hastings in the Agatha Christie's audiobooks?
Oh, yes, I did. One of the best directors I've ever worked for, Enid Williams, directed them. And I, looking back and listening to them, they're very, very good. John Moffat was just absolutely one of the best Poirots ever. And he had a kind of, he kind of became Poirot. I loved him very dearly. I think I wasn't particularly good. I sort of played him a bit like sort of Bertie Wooster, P.G. Woodhouse, Bertie Wooster. I think I should have played him a bit less. I played him a bit stupid, really, and I think I shouldn't have been allowed to do that. But they're so good to listen to.
Anyway, the main thing is you had fun and you enjoyed it. So look, we finished this off now. I don't know if you're aware, but we do a sort of pass the parcel sort of baton thing where we ask our previous cast interviewee to ask a question of our next one. So our last interview, I think you saw it, was with Nick Barber, who plays Rex.
Yes.
And he would like to ask you.
Oh dear, he's a rascal, that one.
It's not too bad. What's the worst thing you think Justin might be capable of?
I think it might be to do with renewable energy. I think maybe he might be wanting to put in some kind of green energy. I think he'd be blighting the village again in some way or other. He'll think he's moving Ambridge forward, improving the life in Borsetshire and things, but I think maybe he'll be really governed by financial gain.
So something dastardly.
There's more wickedness left in him.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you ever so much for all the time you've given. It's been an absolute
I hope you
pleasure.
can cut it all together.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Because I do ramble.
It was wonderful to see Lucy, Miranda as well. So do send our warmest wishes to her.
I will.
And don't forget, everyone, to follow and subscribe All About the Archers, both on your podcast platform and on YouTube. We're back on Tuesday with more bemused reflections on life in Ambridge from all of us. Goodbye. Bye.
Goodbye. Bemused.
Sarah.
Bemused of Ambridge.
Yeah,
We are.
always.